All right, so we're going to talk about finding your dream home and how hard that is, in fact. And we're looking at essentially two scenarios today with our expert realtor, Wade Perry. And one of those scenarios is when you show up and you're the only buyer, or you show up and you're part of a herd of buyers.
Correct.
And now this bidding war is underway. I've witnessed that. It's unbelievable, especially for a bunch of people really motivated to buy the house. But let's start with the first one. You show up and you're all alone.
Well, that's what we would call a singular offer. And the real focus is, how am I going to get my offer accepted? And the second being multiple offers. And quite frankly, we could write a book on that. And you and I could be here for days and days and days. But we'll give you a couple tidbits on that. The first and foremost thing that you've got to have when you're trying to establish, what am I going to offer? You need professional advice. Go and hire a professional realtor, because it's not just price. You need to know price and terms. So the first step is go get a professional that's going to guide you through this, all the ins and outs. The second is proof of funds. If I'm going to come and buy your house and I'm going to make an offer to you, would you or would you not be interested in whether or not I had the money?
Right. So do you pre-qualify everybody?
You have to. And I would say there's no listing agent that's going to take your offer and really look at it seriously without a pre-qualification letter.
Does that take a long time, though?
No.
Is that a long process?
A couple hours. Usually.
Really?
Not even. I would say a pre-qualification letter usually is a phone interview with a lender, and they'll take your Social Security. They might run some credit. It's a verbal interview, and as long as you're telling them the truth, they can get you at least an idea of where you can go. I would prefer to see somebody actually go to the extent of getting pre-approved. And that's something we can talk about in multiple offer strategies.
Okay. So
you know,
the difference between pre-qualifying and pre-approval.
Correct.
There's a big difference there.
Pre-qualified, we met in a bar, and you like me and I like you, and life's good.
Oh.
Pre-approved, now you know each other.
Oh,
you know
the
history, and it's for real, and the bank's putting the stamp of approval on it. So much different. So first step is you got to prove that you have the money.
Okay, so that's good. And that's probably a good thing, particularly if you're in a crowd, everybody bidding on one house, because then you know where you have to stop. But that scenario is terrifying for a lot of sellers and a lot of buyers.
I would even go one step further, and I would say get 2 letters of pre-qualification from different lenders. Let's play the game just for a moment, and that is, I now have 2 letters of pre-qualification, and your friend who wants to bid on the property only has 1.
What puts you up?
How are you feeling? You feel better about the guy with 2.
That's genius.
Let's also come at it this way. You have 2 lenders competing to make sure that you are getting the best rate.
Right.
And what if the person that you decided to go with on your loan can't make good on it? You have another lender teed up who's ready to go. So it gives confidence and comfort to the seller, and it makes you look a lot better to the other offer.
Genius. I've seen that happen. As many as 7 to 9 bidders all on one property, and it's just it's a melee. It's just chaos. Yeah,
it is.
So, but the guy with 2 letters is going to do better than the guy with 1.
More than likely.
Yeah.
I would say that also the advantage to having your professional realtor there is to evaluate the potential demand of the property that you want.
Okay.
Now that comes into play in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
Where is it located on the block? Where is it located within the neighborhood? Does a neighborhood change once you get past a certain street? Some people don't think about that. They think, oh, I'm in Wash Park, that's great. And then they find out that they're, well, wait a minute, I didn't know it was going to be like that.
Oh, I see.
So there's places within blocks and places within neighborhoods that you want to know where is that dividing line on the street.
Okay.
So the realtor's going to help you evaluate that potential demand.
Yeah. Find a professional to help steer you through it. That's great advice. I mean, you got to have, it's like the car business, you got to know somebody.
You know, the last thing I'd throw in, learn about the seller.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
What's important?
Do a little homework.
It's just like fishing. What does the fish want to eat? And then give it to him.
I get it.
So if the seller wants a long close, great.
Okay.
Be prepared if they need to close quickly. So what's important to them, factor that into your price and terms.
Wade Perry, thank you very much as always for your advice.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's good to see you.
Kim.